Hello and welcome back. This is Candace from Candoodle, and today I'm super excited to be hopping along with the Lawn Fawn Fans Winter Hop with all of our Valentine's Day themed projects. For this hop, we actually have two sponsors. We have the Not Too Shabby shop in the US as well as Hobby Hoppers in Australia. So they're both giving away gift cards, so make sure to stay tuned to find out how you can be eligible for those. So for this card, I'm going to be making this super cute Valentine's Day card, so let's get started. So I'm starting out with my Distress Oxide inks, and I am going to blend a rainbow background. So I'm starting with Tattered Rose, and then Squeezed Lemonade, Cracked Pistachio, Tumbled Glass, and finally Shaded Lilac. At the end, you'll see I come in and add Kitsch Flamingo as well because I thought that that pink needed a little bit more to fully complete my rainbow. This blending doesn't have to be perfect at all because we are going to add another stencil on top of it to give it kind of a tone-on-tone look. I absolutely love rainbow backgrounds, and I love it even more when I can do a bit of tone-on-tone. So I wanted to go for kind of more of a pastel-y look in the background. That way I could add that additional dimension with slightly darker colors in the backdrop. So once I was done and happy with how that was looking, I went and got my Lawn Fawn Conversation Hearts stencil, and we are going to come in and just overlay that with some slightly darker colors. So for this one, I am using first Wilted Violet, then Broken China, Mowed Lawn, Mustard Seed, dried marigold, and finally picked raspberry to go over my pink sort of areas. You can see that I'm using just a green sheet of paper, and that's more so I don't smudge where I've already blended with my fingers as I'm holding down the stencil. I didn't use tape because I thought it was easier to just kind of line it up and be able to shift it if necessary. And then to peel and reveal, it looks so pretty. And I'm gonna cut that out with a rectangle stitch die, which is from my Penguin Palace Cinematic Shadow Box. And then we're gonna move on to the stamping. So for this one, I'm using the new Seriously Awesome, which I absolutely love. I love cereal, it's like my main food group, so I knew I had to use this one. And I am just taking some cardstock. As you can see, this is just a piece of scratch paper, perfect for using up for those tiny stamps and dies. And then I'm gonna die cut those off screen. While I'm here, I'm also gonna take the two sentiments and I'm gonna use Versamark ink to white heat emboss them. I decided to put it on gray cardstock instead of black like I usually do, and I actually really like how it ended up looking in the end. It's a bit softer and it really goes with the pastel sort of rainbow I have in the background. So I white heat emboss those, and then we're going to do some quick coloring. So nothing too fancy here. I just did some gray little cereal bowls. That way what really stood out was the cute little cereal hearts in there, which I colored in pastel colors to match my background. And then for the spoons, I used my N Copics. For the milk, I'm not sure why, but I went with blue just to kind of give it a color to look not so flat, but you could definitely use another color if that works for you. Blue just made sense in my mind for some reason. And then I'm going to use the dies to cut those out. I'm also going to use a sentiment die. This one is from Honeybee to cut out my two little sentiment strips. So once that's done, I decided I wanted to line my front panel with another piece of cardstock just to give it a little bit of lift because there is going to be a small white border around this. So the final dimensions of the card end up being 3 5/8 by 6 3/8. I really like to have the white frame around. I don't know, that's just the look I tend to prefer these days. And then I'm going to glue that down to my card. Off camera, I did do some die cutting, so I die cut those little cereal bowls. I die cut two to go behind. I just like to do that instead of foam tape. It gives it more of a thick ephemera sort of look, which I really like. And then I die cut the new giant XOXO 3 times, once out of glitter paper and 2 out of regular cardstock. So as I glue those together, a little bit more about the hop and our sponsors. So our first sponsor is Hobby Hoppers, which is in Melbourne, Australia, and owned by a woman named Trish who loves lawn fawn and always keeps it in really great stock and has a lot of other crafty staples. So she's offering a $50 voucher to her shop, and they currently ship to New Zealand, Australia, and the US. Our second sponsor is the Not Too Shabby shop, which is another small business in the US, and she carries Lawn Fawn and also has their own line of stamps and dies, many of which are drawn by Jamie Peters, who's the wonderful owner. And she's offering a $25 gift card and they ship internationally. So all you have to do to be eligible is to comment along the hop. Of course, we always appreciate you subscribing as well. And make sure to tell us what country you're commenting from. And that way we know and can give the gift cards accordingly. And the winner will be announced on the 30th, so that gives you 1 week to comment on all the videos, and they will all be linked below in my description as well. So back to the card, I am coming in and just gluing down all of my pieces. You can see that I actually layered the XOXO to have a shadow as well, which I really like the look of. And then I'm just putting all my final pieces together and adhering those down towards the center. I use my grid mat to help me line it up. And of course, no card would be complete without some bling. And so I added those, and then that is the final card. You'll have to let me know if you like it down below in the comments. Don't forget to check out everybody else on the hop, which will be linked below. And as always, I appreciate the time that you spend here with me. You can always find me over on Instagram at Candoodle Creations. And until then, I will see you in my next video. Bye!